today we're going to be making a savory French bread Italian loaf. It's going to be full of vegetables, and we're going to start with sauteing the vegetables that are going to go on top of the bread. We're going to be making a French loaf batter as opposed to a French loaf dough, so it'll have more fluidity to it so that it will spread better. And once we get our vegetables all sauteed, then we're going to mix up the dough and put it in the pan so that it's ready when the vegetables are ready. We're going to be adding a Datil pepper today. This is Saint Augustine's pepper. It's got its own little following, and there's a lot of things that people in town do with it. I even dip mine in chocolate, and we've got a wall of flame at the bakery of people that have tasted it. A lot of fun when you're standing back watching them. We've got 2 cloves of fresh garlic that's going in. I've got chopped fresh tomatoes, eggplant, and yellow squash. And then we've got a little bit of caramelized onions that I made ahead of time. They take a while to settle down and simmer, so I do them early. And I do those by chopping them and putting them in the fresh olive oil with a little bit of tamari sauce, and then let them cook for a while and bring out the color of the onions. This is a little bit of thyme and oregano. And then we're going to add a little bit of salt. This only takes a second or two to cook up because everything is good and fresh. And you don't want to overcook it. You want it to have its own ability to stand up because it's going to go in the oven and it's not going to be covered, and we don't want to lose the colors of the vegetables. We're going to add just a touch of salt to this, probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Just about ready, because none of these vegetables take very long to cook. Alright, we're going to go ahead and turn that off. Because it's a gas stove, things keep cooking for a little while. We're going to get the cutting board out of the way. Then we're going to make our French bread batter. We're going to start with 1.5 cups of flour, a tablespoon of baking powder, a little bit more salt, and we're going to have 3 fresh eggs added to it, and then it gets a 1/3 cup of milk, and no eggshells. Don't ever add your eggshells. Just beat those up. We're going to stir the flour around, mix everything together, and we're just breaking the eggs because once you put them into that flour, you're not going to be able to mix them. Now we're going to add about 1/2 cup of milk, and then mix it all really well. And then I've got an 8-inch square pan that I spread some olive oil around in, and see, we're just mixing the flour and eggs and milk together till you actually have a loose batter. You don't want it to be like a regular bread dough, because then it would be too firm when you took it out of the oven. Alright, I'm going to spread this into the pan. And then just mash it down. Stick it to my little spatula. Okay. There's always a way to make something work. Don't ever let it take the best of you, because it's going to spread as it bakes. The oven will heat it up and spread it out. Then we're going to add the sauteed vegetables to it. Just lightly lay them down. Then it's going to go into a preheated 350-degree oven for about 40-45 minutes. You just want the edge of your bread lightly browned, which you can easily see. You spread it so that it's almost up to each corner. There we go. Real quick and easy meal. Plus the cheese. I almost forgot the Swiss cheese that goes on top of it. There you go. A little dairy with your bread. And then just put it in your oven and let it go for about 40 to 45 minutes. And then when it comes out, you're going to have this magical piece for dinner. It's a very filling meal. It's almost like a vegetarian pizza, but with a little different taste. And the dough is thicker, and it's got more crunch to it than a regular pizza dough does.